Hello, my name is Todd Bigelow. I am just doing a fun video about the scriptures and a little adventure that I discovered recently. And started about 2 months ago. I studying the Book of Mormon. I try to read that every day for 30 minutes as often as possible. And I came about something that kind of surprised me, and I thought it was fun to just share. So to get started, and forgive me, this is the best I could do with my high-tech abilities. And so I'll just show you what I have on my computer screen here. So this has to do with what many believe is the shortest verse in the Book of Mormon. So to start off, the shortest verse in all of scriptures is John 11:35. Many people probably are familiar with this. 2 words, 5/8 inches long. Jesus wept. And for anybody who's wondering, I'm using the King James Version Bible and Book of Mormon that our church has printed. They appear to have the same size and type of font. And I took a little measuring tape and measured the length of not the numbers, but just the words, including the ending punctuation, and then just counting the words. So again, John 11:35, shortest verse of all scriptures, Jesus wept, 5/8 inches long, 2 words. And then we'll just kind of run through this in order that they're found in the Book of Mormon. 1 Nephi 2:15. This is the one that many members of our church have believed to be the shortest verse in the Book of Mormon, as far as I could tell, for a long time. And my father dwelt in a tent. It is 1 3/32 inches long and 7 words. 1 Nephi 13:22 is one. So a lot of these are just kind of runners up. 1 19/32 inches long, 8 words. And I said unto him, I know not. 2 Nephi 12:18, 2 inches long, 7 words, which is the same amount of words as 1 Nephi 2:15. And the idols he shall utterly abolish. 2 Nephi 13:21, 1 7/16 inches long. This only has 5 words. The rings and nose jewels. It's a longer length, measured length, but less words. 2 Nephi 18:5, 2 3/8 inches long and 8 words. The Lord spake also unto me again, saying. Jacob 1:12, 1 7/8 inches long, 8 words. And it came to pass that Nephi died. And we're going to kind of talk about some of these as I discovered some fun facts. Mosiah 15:25, we're kind of skipping here. Mosiah 15:25, 2 1/4 inches long, 7 words, and little children also have eternal life. Alma 10:36, 1 5/8 inches long, only 5 words, and Korihor answered him, yea. Now this is the first of 2 verses that started this whole thing. I was reading the Book of Mormon one morning, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, that looks like a pretty short verse. So I compared it to 1 Nephi 2:15, and it is a longer length but less words. And then 2 verses later, Alma 30:38 is only 1 1/4 inches long and only 4 words, and he answered, nay. So that's the second one, those 2 right next to each other. Again, longer length but less words. Alma 50:16, 1 7/8 inches long, 6 words, and thus ended the 20th year. Longer length but less words. And then finally we have Ether 1:7, 1 11/16 inches long, 6 words. Coriantumr was the son of Moron. It's interesting. That's also longer length but less words. It's interesting that after that verse, there are 23 verses right after that have 7 words, which is the same as 1 Nephi 2:15, and they're just barely longer than that verse. And I didn't really take the time to measure each of those precisely. They all look to be just slightly longer than that one, but this actually the same amount of words, 7 words. And so there's 8 verses in the Book of Mormon that have less words than 1 Nephi 2:15, but have a longer length. There are 2 verses that have shorter length and fewer words. So let's go to the winners here. Number 3, Alma 1129, 1 3/16 inches long, 4 words. And he answered no. It is a longer length, but less words. Number 2, second place, Mosiah 1321, 1 1/16 inches long, 4 words. Thou shalt not kill. It actually is shorter length and less words than 1 Nephi 2:15. And in first place, Alma 1827, less than an inch long, 15/16 inch long, 4 words, and he said yay. Shortest length and less words, or least words, I should probably say. So Alma 1827, in my opinion, is the shortest verse in the Book of Mormon, for measured length and for number of words. So this is just a fun little adventure that I discovered. These type of things can be interesting and maybe a good reason to check out the scriptures and check out the Book of Mormon. But of course, I've been reading the Book of Mormon for probably 30 years, maybe longer. And I just discovered this little adventure about 2 months ago. It took me about an hour to go through the whole Book of Mormon on my phone. I'm not really reading, but just kind of looking for length and all that. And I actually enjoyed myself doing this. And if you find this interesting, or if you discover something that I missed, leave it in the comments. And hopefully you guys have your own adventure with the scriptures. Thank you.